Hey, welcome back to Love Grind. This is Ebony, your host. Very glad that you decided to tune in to Love Grind. If you haven't already, we're a podcast about love addiction and codependency, about healing and getting better and curing our toxic behaviors. Tonight we're going to talk about unrealistic expectations, aka who lied to us. All right, you ever realize that most of our heartbreak doesn't come from what actually happened, but from what we thought was supposed to happen? Like, nobody promised us a fairy tale out loud, but somehow, deep down, we were still expecting one. Welcome back to Love Grind, where we talk about love, ambition, healing, and the emotional mess in between. Tonight, we're getting into unrealistic expectations, where they come from, why we cling to them, and how they quietly sabotage our relationships, our goals, and our sanity. And yes, I include myself in this heavily. Let's start with the silent contract we all sign. Unrealistic expectations are sneaky because they don't announce themselves. They don't show up like, hello, I'm an impossible standard. Instead, they show up like, well, if they really cared, they'd just know. Or by this age, I thought I'd be further along. Maybe something like, love shouldn't feel this hard, or if I heal enough, I'll never get triggered again. That last one? Comical. We all walk around with these silent contracts, agreements we never said out loud but fully expect the world, our partners, our families, ourselves to honor. And when they don't, we feel disappointed, resentful, confused, sometimes betrayed. But the other side didn't even know they were in the contract at all. Where are these expectations actually coming from? Let's be honest, love bugs. A lot of this mess was planted early. Movies told us love would fix everything, and social media told us success would look effortless. Hustle culture, well, they said rest was weak, and self-help culture told us healing had an end date, and nobody mentioned the fine print. Here's a science fact for you. Your brain is a prediction machine. Neuroscience shows that our brains are constantly forecasting outcomes based on past experiences that it absorbs. Not facts, just stories we make up in our head. So when you start to feel disappointed, your brain isn't saying, this was wrong or this was bad. It's saying like this is not the future that we rehearsed. And we rehearse these futures a lot. Let's talk relationships because, we expect a lot from those. Communication, consistency without effort. We want passion all the time. Growth without growing pains. We expect people to love us the way that we would love us. That alone causes about 60% of relationship conflicts. Because love languages aside, nobody shows up with you on your exact emotional blueprint all of the time. And here's another sarcastic truth, love bugs. If love was supposed to be easy all the time, well, therapists would be unemployed. Healthy love still involves misunderstandings and bad timing, emotional blind spots, and they're like two nervous systems learning each other. It doesn't mean you settle. It means you stop expecting perfection wrapped in intimacy. Let's make this a personal moment for a minute. I'm going to share something with you real quick. There was a time that I thought if I just explained myself enough to people, they would stop disappointing me. If I found the right words, used the right tone, then everything would click. Because they would have to know, right? But it didn't. What I eventually realized was I wasn't communicating. I was negotiating with my own expectations. I wanted the people around me to meet my standards, but they never agreed to do that. And when they didn't meet those standards, I made it mean something about me and my worth. Like I wasn't worthy enough for them to meet these standards that I hadn't spoken. It's a dangerous loop, love bugs. Let's talk about how we expect things from ourselves and how unrealistic that also can show up in our lives. This one might hurt a little. We expect ourselves to heal quickly, We expect ourselves to be productive while exhausted, be confident without reassurances, and be over things that we've never processed. And we talk about doing the work like it's a checklist. But psychology tells us healing is not linear. You don't graduate from the trauma that you had. You just learn how to live with better tools. So when you catch yourself thinking, why am I still living in the past? You're not a failure. You're just living on an unrealistic timeline that people have made up. Let's talk about burnout. Unrealistic expectations are a direct path to burnout. You're not happy if you hit your goals. You feel guilty if you rest, you succeed, and immediately move to the finish line. That's not ambition, love bugs. How do we reality check these expectations? Here's something practical. When you feel disappointed, ask yourself, did I clearly communicate this expectation? Is this expectation based on reality or fantasy? Would I expect this from someone I love? Moreover, myself? Research on emotional regulation shows that naming expectations reduces emotional reactivity. So, for example, if you say it out loud, it loses some of its power. Unspoken expectations thrive in silence because you don't have an answer to them. Are you willing to do this or not? So then you make all these narratives up in your head. How can we replace unrealistic expectations, not lowering our standards? That's a very important distinction. It's not about lowering our standards. It's about upgrading them to something usable, right? So instead of saying they always should know what I need, say, well, I value their curiosity and communication. Or shouldn't I be over this by now? To maybe I'm learning how to handle this better than before. It's subtle, but changes how you experience everything. And here's the truth that nobody markets. A good life isn't built on perfect outcomes. It's built on flexible expectations and honest self-reflection. And that disappointment isn't proof that you failed. It's just information on how to get better. Once you treat it that way, you stop taking everything so personally. If this episode hit, sit with it, share it with somebody. Don't judge yourself at all for having expectations. They're human. They just need maintenance. This is Love Grind. Use all the empathy you can this week, starting with yourself first. I hope you grew some way with this episode. I'll see you next week, and until next time, love bugs, I'm out.